Game number 2 just ahead of us for series number 2 as we welcome you back to ESL One Hamburg 2018, powered by Intel. It is day number 2 of the group stages. We've got one more day of the group stages to sort out the top 2, the 3rd and the 4th, and the 5th and the 6th. All the places matter here because it depends on how you do in the group stages as to whether you go home, go to the lower bracket, or go to the upper bracket. Those top 2 spots are the coveted spots right now, although the 2 teams in action right now in our match between paiN and Mineski might be fighting over the 3rd and 4th spots as it stands. They currently stand at 2 and 4 in the group stages. However, paiN have moved closer to qualification for the bracket stage because they won the opening game. How are we going to get on in game number 2? Probably not going to be seeing a Meepo again, that's for sure, as far as Mineski are concerned. Didn't work out for them in game number 1. Quick update from the other games as well. Evil Genius has taken the first game in under 25 minutes against Vici Gaming. An absolute stomp as far as they were concerned in that one. Another Enigma win, by the way. And a fantastic performance by CCNC on the TA. He was 9-0-4 in that game. We've also got Secret playing Alliance. That one currently at 1-0 as far as Secret are concerned. That second game is about to start. The EG game is underway already. And we're going to get underway fairly shortly with our draft for game number 2 here as well. We've got Purge and we've got Blitz here on the panel, gents. There's some surprises going on in this group right now. EG can take out Vici. That really blows the group wide open.
I mean, it was pretty much expected. They haven't shown that they can do anything other than go 1-1 in matches yet. So the first one was
That's true. All 3 games have been 1-1. You're right.
Yeah. So I would say the teams are fairly grouped. I mean, we're starting to see some outliers, but yeah. So far pretty grouped points across the board. So
yeah,
it'll be
pretty
cool
close.
to see.
Yep. We'll see how things pan out after this one as well as we head into draft number 2. It's on your screen right now. We've had 3 bans on one side from Mineski. They're all pretty standard. Also, the Bounty Hunter has now moved up into the top 3 on the Mineski side. So they obviously didn't like that against paiN Gaming. It used to be one of their real favoured heroes, and we saw it in game number 1. It's a more standard affair on paiN's side. They're going to ban out the Wisp and the Tiny, which have received 100% either ban or pick in all 25 games that we've seen so far here in Hamburg. There's also an Enigma in there with a ban. By the way, the EG match against Vici was an Enigma win, so was the Secret versus Alliance as well. It's done a really good job so far, given.
The match that Mineski played against EG earlier, where they went 1-1, they won with Enigma also. So it's, from this point on, it seems like Enigma is up to tier 1 in terms of ban, and definitely a hero that Mineski likes to run.
Yeah, that's what Ka called as well. He said, I think my 2 heroes that are going to move up the most in this tournament are Enigma and Centaur. Yeah. He whiffed quite hard on the Centaur one.
I think Fogged was on the Centaur train as well.
But Enigma, he feels so good right now. I don't know what it is. Like when I watched the games last week, he just feels good. Like the hero, the pace of game that everyone's playing at, doesn't seem like it's very deficient in any way. It's KP, one of his best heroes too.
It is true. Necro opener for Mineski. paiN though have gone a different route.
Yeah, so they grab Prophet once again. This time grabbing a Nyx to cover some of what Bound Counter does. It's going to lane a little bit better, and its ganks are more powerful but less often. So, but it's still pretty useful right now. It covers a lot of bases. Like if they have an Ember Spirit, if they have, it's been used pretty well against anti-mages. It definitely covers a lot of bases, and I know some regions favor it more than others.
There's a really super early TB.
Yeah, and they banned
the Zeus straight away. There's no way that was coming out to play after we've seen it do some rather nasty things to TBs in previous games.
So they ban out Undying, lane stabilizer. Would be pretty annoying actually to try to kill either Terrorblade or Necro. Both kind of difficult to kill, can elongate their lives, and Undying could buy up a lot of time during fights.
It's one of the best at dual laning against TB. Just because you run at him, he already has kind of like awful HP, and he's one of the few heroes that even when he's in meta form, you can trade hits with.
Are you saying Undying?
Yeah, that's what people have been doing. Okay. They just dual lane.
It was paiN's ban though, so
that's odd.
Must have been something else. Maybe it's good against Prophet in a lot of ways. It can work pretty well, but
could be protection for something later that paiN have got planned, I guess, as well.
I just think it works really well with Necro and TB as well. There's a lot of synergy there. Damage amp with Reaper Scythe, for example.
So look at some of these highest rated bans. Brood, TA and Drow. We've seen only a few TA games so far, but CCNC just had a very good game with the TA, and we've also seen some Drow games. I don't know how you feel about the Drow games so far. They've not felt as dominant as maybe some of the qualifying matches.
I would just say it's because it's a tier 1, it's a first round pick, so if you pick it, you have a lot of time to prepare against it. If it becomes more of a surprise, it'll be better again. It also hurts that Drow's Aura is just crap level 1, so most people are grabbing like Frost Arrows because they have to stabilize the lane, so it's just not quite as broken as it has always been.
Hasn't made the bans this time around. It's worth pointing out. It hasn't been banned in Phase 2 yet either. I'd imagine it might be on paiN's radar here, unless they feel like they want to take it.
I just don't think it's really their style too much. Like, it could come out for paiN, but it's not like their go-to thing like it is for Fort
No,
gaming,
exactly.
for example.
The Ogre is the ban of choice, and the Arc Warden on the Mineski side.
So they're basically banning all supports that are just really strong lane heroes that are good at tanking harassment. So maybe try to keep their Prophet in a good matchup.
So just restricting the field, aren't they, a little bit here with Mineski? Quite obvious what they need in the next 2 picks.
Could this be another show that Prophet is just really good against Necro in lane? Because I feel like with the Timber pick last game, they were maybe worried about the Prophet Necro matchup. With these supports being banned out, they're trying to force that Prophet can just lane well against Necro. I don't know if that's a matchup one, but it kind of feels like it is, because you have more damage, you can deny and last hit more and prevent him from healing, maybe.
So CM, haven't seen a huge amount of them at the main tournament, but lots in qualifiers.
It's good AoE too. It's one of the okay heroes that, like the 5s that can live against TB aside from like Lion.
Well, paiN had this one mapped out all along, didn't they? They knew the Shaker was coming, the Pugna's come straight back out.
Maybe not. They didn't necessarily know Shaker was coming, but they knew they wanted to pick Pugna against the Necro.
It's good against TV too. Once you get Ags, you insta-kill all the Illus. That's true. And he deals no damage during your decrep. It's good against the Reflection as well. It works in a multitude of ways. It's by far one of the best ways to deal with Necro. Before TI, everybody was trying to figure out a way to deal with Necro because somehow the hero, we thought it was gone, it somehow made its way back.
It got buffed.
Yeah, and so everyone was just like, well, what's the counters? And people are just picking Pugna in my pubs whenever they'd see Necro almost immediately.
It's definitely a good game to throw a Pugna into with the CM already in the pool. There's tons of mana that's going to be pumping into paiN's lineup. So they can use, and because their spells work well against Mineski's heroes, this should be pretty decent lane domination.
I think the way that they should do this is they make it like Pugna mid plus NP and Nyx offlane or something. You put CM top and then just pick, depending on what the bans are.
Some like TB good late game carry.
I would have said like PL or something. I'm okay with like Morph.
Yeah, the Morph hasn't gone yet, so again, another surprise. It's banned an awful lot, first phase and second phase, actually.
Okay, so that gives them some team fight advantage at least. Kind of a way if things go bad that paiN can't fully engage. It's one of the weaknesses with their lower HP heroes.
There's no easy way to hit Egg either.
Yeah, all their cores are int, so they won't just naturally have stupid attack speed. Until Nyx hits level 25, then your Egg's dead, man.
Yeah. Let's see.
So we're looking at another support here for Mineski, possibly. Could be Earthshaker core, could be support. And Mineski has to pick first, right?
Mineski...
Yes. I think so.
No, they have last pick. Yeah.
I mean, they still don't have great Pugna solutions other than like when Earthshaker gets Blink. So maybe they want to be concerned about that a bit. And maybe they'll want a hero that'll lane well against Prophet. Because right now, like, Phoenix Earthshaker don't look very amazing. I feel like they'll just get bullied.
I think Mineski takes some, like, frontline hero. You can take, like, DK or something and just run. You just need somebody that sits up front and can do stuff.
And can lane
well isn't, like, super bothered by the ward late game.
Would you just put Necro mid then? Oh no, you'd put DK mid and then Necro would have to side lane.
Yeah, I don't think you want to put Necro mid against Pugna. When he hits 6, he just kills you. Oh, they take Kunkka. Okay. But it's like similar vein, if that makes sense. I think you just like the thing about like picking in a Pugna and Nyx is that you almost never want to pick these like in heroes that have like bad lanes because it's hard to recover. Once you see a Nyx as a mid laner, you're like, oh, you're dissuaded from picking so many heroes, right? So you just want something tanky that doesn't die to his combo.
And it's actually quite good. Again, the lower HP on paiN Gaming's heroes, if you X1 and go for a combo, it's pretty straightforward. It's kind of like a good Pugna solution.
So I want a DK, but it's similar-ish enough, in concept at least. And then for paiN, I think you take like... I would have been good with the PL before the... whatchamacallit?
Before the Kunkka.
Before the Kunkka and the Shaker.
Yeah.
Because it's a good way to deal with Egg, too.
They have such good AoE stun at this point. Like, they can also protect Egg with Torrent.
Yeah.
I mean, it's mostly ranged heroes, but... Or they can follow up Echo Slams with Torrent and Bode.
Maybe like Jug or something, I don't know.
Mineski's
Jug's kind of bad, too.
Looks so much better now with that Kunkka pick.
That last ban, Huskar as well, is an interesting point for Mineski. Every team that's banned Huskar at this event so far has gone on to win.
It would have wrecked Kunkka in lane, and Pugna could have just side laned, so it would have been really tough to lane against.
Maybe you like swerve and pick like AA, and then just turn everything else into a core. I don't know.
They'd be so all in on carry potential, I guess.
Maybe you just take like Sky mid, make it like a Pugna off lane carry.
I don't even know if Sky beats Kunkka.
What the hell?
Some wild stuff going on in my head right now.
Have you thought about Timbersaw? No, I'm just kidding.
Who is this guy? Where did they replace Will with?
I could see... Nah.
Is this a free Invoker game?
It's actually a pretty good Invoker game again. Oh, they take out.
Okay.
It's a good Alchemist game.
Really good Axe games too. Free Axe for everybody.
Yeah. Alchemist is great against Kunkka too, by the way.
Doesn't he out-deny you?
What happens though in the game itself is that you can't really burst him, and Kunkka really doesn't want to go MKB, so when you eventually get Radiance, you're just swinging and miss.
In 10 minutes.
It's like, you have to deal with him in a lot of the way. It seems like it'd be okay with X and stuff like that, but your hero itself doesn't actually have a very good stand against them.
Yeah, that's true. So bursting him down is harder. Out carrying a TB doesn't sound as good for an Alk, but if you do channel Ags into all of your magic damage allies, that could be a good way to deal. Just have everybody deal so much damage you can kill the TB.
Okay. Kunkka quite dangerous on the other side?
For a lot of the heroes on paiN side, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, let's get some predictions. Kevin, which way?
Oh man, I really like the left side lineup. That was Mineski. I really like Mineski's lineup, but I'm also excited to see some Alkags. So I'm gonna go with Mineski. I think I like those better.
Okay, Kevin for Mineski. What are you?
I kind of like Mineski too. I think they have ways to deal with the Alk. I think the Necro is very good against it too. So I will go with Mineski.
Very confident.
I was very confident actually. Yeah. Both of the predictions then going the way of Mineski. Can they claw their way back into this? They absolutely need the points in Group A as we head back to our commentary team for game number 2.
Well, a last pick Invoker changed things a lot here in our game number 1. Does a last pick Alchemist do the same for paiN Gaming, Trent?
I think it's like they were already working with a bit of a timing window, just like from a lot of the hero openers, like this Nature's Prophet, and we're assuming that, you know, looks like they might even think about putting on Core again, and then they get the Pugna too, so it's like, okay, these guys look like they want to play really fast. So now I feel like that Alchemist with the Radiance is probably that big timing for them. It's scary going up against TB. I think a lot of teams would have just went Morphling there and tried to like play a TB game with a Morphling, but it looks like paiN are just really trying to snipe that nice little timing.
Is it enough to persuade you to predict a paiN win here? Because I'll tell you right now, the panel, they were feeling Mineski. I'm feeling Mineski.
I can see how the paiN draft wins, but I don't really like how narrow the window looks myself. I feel like it is really reliant on that. Like, we get Radiance and like maybe one item. Like, he needs to be really farmed. I don't think he can go like Radiance Manta. I think he's go like Radiance Blink and start fighting or something.
All right, so all the quote-unquote experts are going against paiN. So that probably means they'll walk away with the 2-0 here.
That's what we try and do, you know.
Exactly. We'll see. It definitely felt like, you know, I was right there with Blitz. I was like, I have no idea what the hell they pick to change this game. Like, Huskar honestly would have been, like, okay.
Yeah.
But it still wouldn't have been great. You're facing an entire Blade. It would have been against a Kunkka as well. Like, it still wouldn't have been good. Here, this Alchemist is faced up against Necrophos, who he's quite bad against. They just really aren't going to have superior team fight at times with the Earthshaker Phoenix combination. They won't have superior late game because of the Necrophos Terrorblade. There are a lot of problems. paiN definitely has to snowball early, and keep that ball rolling.
But Nyx Assassin, Nature's Prophet in the lane. I mean, already starting to bully onto Mushi here. Very low armor hero sitting at 0. Look at that right click. That tears him apart with the Blights. Get away from my Treants, dude.
They are going to try and pick up the bounty runes. They did get them before the Treants could go for the denies.
He's getting shredded by those things.
Yeah, Mushi's going through all of his regen now.
And the Ops even go for a tango here too, so going to be a while. I'm not going to use a salve right up, and Mystery, he's just going in. And they've gone for the Fissure block, and JT is at the bottom lane on the TB right now. And it's Moon in the mid lane on the Necrophos.
Yeah, that's interesting. So they want the, they feel like the Necrophos will do better against the Alchemist, and the Kunkka will do better against the...
That's interesting because like
a lot of Crystal Maiden Pugna.
Yeah, a lot of teams used to do like Envy specifically would do the TB mid versus the Alch because the acid spray did like no damage because you have such ridiculously high armor. I wonder if that even crossed their mind or if they're just like, well, we really want to try and secure as much possible or as far as possible for our TB, which is likely the main reason.
Mushi, if he gets hit by this Imhill, he does. Is he dead? No, he's going to get body blocked by Febby, but still, that was a healing salve ruined.
Yeah, and then just like another tango.
He's still running out of Mushi. Oh, he finally dives away. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Nyx Assassin and Ogre are these two magical heroes that your HP pool is a secondary mana bar. Like, that's how I look at it, because your regen is just so ridiculous. Like, if you're like he just goes back, he got him with another stun on Mushi.
Oh my god, Mushi! They have to Fissure to save Mushi's life.
There's 3 heroes here.
I feel like this Phoenix could play top lane. This is getting kind of ridiculous. I mean, he's just being zoned out by a Nyx Assassin. He's not really helping this lane at all.
Hey, well, you watch your tone. He's blocking that small camp. There you go.
So.
He body blocks it, and then he puts down a sentry too, but then
no one else could do that for you.
Weehaw already finding some stacks there in the mid lane too.
I mean, I guess I'm just looking at if he's top lane, like he can pull the easy camp for the Kunkka, you know? Like this can't be the easiest lane in the world for a Kunkka. He's faced up against double range heroes. He's gonna harass him a decent amount. I don't think it's like bad for him. I'm just saying it could go a little bit better.
Yeah, he's a Kunkka, so I'd say it's pretty bad, honestly. Like with the decrep and everything, he doesn't get his nice little deny advantages because there's the support messing with you.
Yeah. We'll definitely see how bad it gets as they start getting to like level 3. Ooh, the dive missed. Weehaw. Be able to pop the healing salve. Once we start getting level 2 in the nukes from both the Crystal Maiden and the Pugna.
Man, how is KP getting sacked so hard this series? 2-1-2 meta and this guy still can't get a support in his lane.
Oh no, he's getting decrepified, so he can't even get the range creep. That's a classic.
Yeah, CM's just dancing on you in your lane.
They're having
dance
battle of the bands over there. Crystal Maiden playing her music, Kunkka
Pugna
playing his little shanty
too.
music. Fissure block will be able to block away the Trance. They're going to turn and do some damage to Misery, but again, that high armor making it so JT doesn't feel super comfortable about trading.
Yeah, this lane's, I'm sure mid was probably at least going to be better than this. Like 8-3 right now. Support's just getting bullied. He's getting bullied. I mean, a lot of the same logic applies, I suppose. You have so much armor that you're hoping you can survive a lot of the harassment from Treants and from the Nature's Prophet, but
yeah,
currently not going well. This looks okay. Fissure coming
Fissure
in.
Block in. Moon just trying to make sure he doesn't get this yes. I mean, Moon can just play so aggressive against an Alchemist, right? Because the hero just doesn't really do anything for you. The sustain offered by killing creeps offsets the acid spray damage over time.
Yeah, now you hear that nighttime. When you're playing on team with an Alchemist, you gotta be thinking about 5 minutes. So you're like, all right, we gotta start considering these bounty runes right now.
Misery,
make sure we get as many as we can.
Trying to fight Moon, but
just managed to snag the Invis rune though. And he will have enough with his Mango for a stun, so they could think about trying to set him up here. Looks like that's Misery's plan. He's plotting here, trying to live up to his name.
I could see with the acid spray, like, barely killing it.
Yeah, it seems pretty unlikely. Yeah, HFN forced to TP back home, but he's Nature's Prophet, so haha. No real problems on that one.
HFN
5
did
minutes
not.
is coming. They're not contesting top.
Furion will contest Febby, who already had Treants running after him. JT is going to come forward, but the batting run's already going to be snagged, so that's going to be 3 picked up for paiN.
So Mushi snagged the other one. There we go. He wanders his way up there, so at least they got that. But 3 to start is great for Weehaw.
Oh, look at Moon. Very smart timing by him, knowing that Weehaw was going to be firing up some neutrals right around the time that you're going to stack anyway.
Yeah, they put the focus on him too. They have the ward deep in between the towers as well as next to the camp.
Just trying to stop what I believe was a healing salve that was popped by Weehaw as he went for CS.
So there's still no first blood.
Yeah.
5.5 minutes in.
Where is our first blood going to be? I'm going to guess it's top lane.
Yeah, I feel like it'll either be the Kunkka or there's going to be enough TPs to save him and they'll kill King RD. I feel like it'll be King RD. The CM life, you know?
Yeah.
Just a little too slow.
He's going to get X'd, like, and he's going to call for a TP from KP.
Yeah. But
I mean,
the
so
push
close
is
to his
real
combo,
with his catapult, and he's going to use the torrent on a glyphed wave. Oh no, KP.
HFN is here, body blocking him beautifully with the Treants. Maybe we nailed the Treant.
Almost.
Maybe we
got the right lane.
That's
pretty
good.
good.
That was the important part. It was one way or another, right?
We'll take it. They do get the scythe for the kill there on Misery. Did not get the active, obviously.
Heavy invasion, just making sure that Weehaw can't really get any neutral farming time.
It's a great little dance he's doing back there for the Fisher. Like a gazelle. Not quite as graceful, though.
Misery trying to pull the creep wave off the tower as fast as possible. Heroes will tank the tower for the siege wagon because they are heroes after all.
And when they got that kill top in the push, they were able to just, like, the wave was already pushed out on bottom from the Nature's Prophet, so TB doesn't even get that much damage onto it with this meta as CM comes
Fisher gonna come down, does actually hit Misery with the Enchant Totem Aftershock hit there as well, but he got hit by the Spike Carapace. Now is going to be drained up by Tabo for most of his HP. Finally sprouted up, eats through the... But there's King RD on the other side of things.
Oh,
and
CM
Mushi,
double kill?
He's going to die as well. King RD.
King RD.
Hey, they got the mid tower, but they had to trade their 2 supports for it on the side of Mineski.
Man, these CM, like, these guys are going to have great levels. They'll probably have 6 on both. Oh, that Courier. Oh, he doesn't have his window yet, of course. Too early.
JT, he's out of mana. This could be problematic. There is a lot of magic damage here. Fisher, interception, but there is a Frostbite slowing him down. Follow-up, Impale, Enchant Totem hit, but it's still not enough to save JT. Just caught on the wrong side. I mean, he saw all those heroes mid, and he thought, I've got to aggressively push down this tower. And he tries to force it a little bit too hard.
Jeez, I don't know. They might TP for this.
King RD?
Yeah,
he's
dead.
As soon as he uses that dive.
Even gives him the ulti too, and a tip. My goodness. Savage here. Moon will continue to play very aggressively on this Necrophos, and of course he did take that tower. He's trying to zone out some of this space for the Alchemist, but Weehaw's just right back at it.
It feels like the game's going very well for paiN and everywhere except the mid lane.
Yeah. That is indeed. I mean, only 35 last hits on Alchemist is certainly a little bit rough. Hasn't really got much stacking options. Has to be worried about a Scythe just like roaming on in on him.
Thank you to Knoxville for the stats. That tells us that the 2 captains of these 2 teams are going to be dying a lot. That's just their mode. KP's going to rotate over. It's the X. This is the problem with Nyx Assassin versus Kunkka. You're just always going to be caught. The boat's going to come in. Fisher setting it up pretty nicely. Does hit a good impale and a lot of damage going down, but apparently Mineski, since they took that mid tower, Moon's going to just come to this bottom lane and make sure they take another tier 1 with the Terrorblade.
Yeah, I saw he started running top, but looks like he decided that bottom is the place to be instead. So don't think King RD will be able to hold off this one with only the Frost Nova. So
and honestly, they might be able to push for 2. They have Metamorphosis. If paiN goes for this tier 2, maybe in using meta, you try and go tier 1 and straight to tier 2.
They can probably get back well in time, though, for paiN, I would think.
Yeah, that's also true. Or maybe it'll just be a free tier 2 for paiN. Yeah, Mineski. They're going to keep pushing. The problem with going from tier 1 to tier 2 is that you reset the glyph, right?
Yeah.
So you get glyphed on the tier 1. Like, ah, great.
There's a shrine above you, too. There's a Nature's Prophet. I mean, they could easily pincer you completely, and you're fully surrounded.
Yeah. So maybe it's best just to back off. Play for farm. Starts heading up on mid tower, which is where I presume you're going to see a lot of paiN members. Would love to be able to take that tier 1 tower. If they could take that tier 1 mid, then that opens the map up a lot for Pugna and Furion pushes, which in turn creates a lot of space for our Alchemists to farm up the neutral areas. Right?
And likewise, the longer they delay that on the side of Mineski, the more space it's going to be giving just over to JT. Just like holding that tower and like keeping that pressure on paiN to try and knock it down and play inside that dire jungle. This game is very good for JT.
How did they know? Oh wait. It was delivering an item. Okay, that's why. They didn't know Misery was there, so Misery may still have an opportunity to get that pick off. He sees it now. He tries to scramble for it, but isn't fast enough.
Doesn't have a smoke or anything. It's daytime. Can't go for a high ground ward. Maybe get it on the way back out. But speaking of smoke, they are on their way to Weehaw.
That's an Alchemist classic, and you give him the Reaper's Scythe, you're going to feel really good about that pickoff.
Yes.
Keep
Extra
him
value
dead for that extra bit of seconds. They want to try and catch King RT. They just saw that Crystal Nova, and they know he's around here, but...
All right, Alk is 4th net worth. Have they lost?
Well, at least his allies are above him as well. Nyx Assassin going to be caught in the Kunkka combination. Big hit from the Kunkka as well, but it's not enough to kill Misery. Moon breaks out of that sprout.
So I feel like it should be all right.
I'm just seeing if he wants to go back in.
Oh, you know he wants to. It's Misery.
Yeah. Guys, we can do this. You've got your ultimate. You and me, baby.
I think the big difference this game is that no matter how farmed HFN gets, it's a totally different game now because there's actually catch on the side of Mineski and quite a bit of it, especially with the Earthshaker and the Kunkka. Like, this Earthshaker, when he gets a Blink Dagger, this game looks real bad for paiN.
Yeah.
He can kill everyone, basically except a farmed Alchemist, but they don't even have a farmed Alchemist.
I will say, Febby has not spent any time farming just yet. He's been moving, obviously, with the Phoenix and Kunkka, trying to keep the pressure on Weehaw rather than focus on his own farm, which is not a bad idea.
Mushi's also taking the lane mid, too, where, like, this is kind of one of those moments where it's, I don't know, I feel like, you know, just give this a shaker and get yourself a Blink Dagger or something, but perhaps Mushi's
he really
sensing.
wants that level 6. Fisher is going to come in, stopping the Impale. And now KP is here as well. That's going to make it really difficult to go for the mid-tier 1 tower, but still, Mushi, he'll end up dying. The Earthshaker got caught by Tabo as well. Now KP needs some help. He's going to throw out the boat just to give himself that rum buff, but still, King RT is going to spot him out. Misery should be able to hit him with the Vendetta, or it'll...
Okay, that would have been the most unlucky freezing field of all time if he somehow walked away from that one.
You take rapid fight. I was like, what?
Yeah. Like, how?
That's like spitting in the face of your captain. You're just like, no. You don't get to have kills.
All right, so clearly the solution for paiN is just they don't need Weehaw. That's the plan. Oh, okay, no, Henry's going to feed it back. No, we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, get in there. No, Febby, steal the kill. Steal the kill.
No, not perfect. Not even close to perfect.
Oh, I gotta steal that kill. I mean, they were trying to give it to him, too.
I think so, yeah. But it's a level 1 Fisher, so, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's an issue.
That's real difficult to get past. Moon. Still top net worth. JT's trying to catch up to everybody right now. Doing his typical jungling shenanigans. Both teams basically have a 4-man lineup that's going to play aggressive. Mineski's a bit more teamfight focused. paiN's, of course, is a lot more skirmish and also like some heavy split pushing. And
they have way more gold. That's pretty big plus.
Way more gold power. that is a power of its own, yes. As Batman has shown.
Ooh, KP.
Oh no, he can't get the Vendetta hit, so he's just gonna have to impale, but that's more than enough magic damage to get the kill. Now Misery, well, his Spike Carapace off that bit of damage, but he's still kinda, well, he's not stuck at all, that Fisher. Was not blocking him.
And then you got Alchemist and Terrorblade doing their thing. Very interactive and exciting heroes in their own right, for sure.
Absolutely.
Weehaw is very close to the range at this point. 800 gold away for an Alchemist. That's not too bad.
Just, why? Like, I see that courier. It's next to the secret shop. I'm just like, when is he going to buy his relic? It's almost got 1,000 gold extra.
Well, your question is answered. It's now on its way. Try and speed that up a little bit with all that attack speed. Jeez, you might as well just send it home. It's practically got the recipe now, too. But status Blink Dagger. Ooh, how many bounty runes? Only going to be 2 for paiN this time, it would seem. So, bit of a disappointment when you're rocking the old Alch. But Febby has not made a lot of progress towards that Blink Dagger either. So, this should be a good little time here with that Radiance as it now heads its way on the Courier. And it looks like they want to smoke with it.
Gold gain from bounty runes. That's pretty funny.
That's pretty crazy, actually. Just like...
I love this stuff.
This early on, with like 15 minutes in, the difference an Alchemist makes, but...
Moon is going to be ganked, but look at that, the Earthshaker. This is why Febby is not getting close to his Blink Dagger. He's always playing around his cores, making sure he's there with a Fissure. It's just the problem has been sometimes the Fissure doesn't make the difference and heroes still end up dying, much like KP here, who's been stalked by Misery for so long.
Yeah, it seemed like they kind of knew it was coming. They began to back away because they're pressuring down the bottom lane, but they're now going to see HFN is here. But Catapult's there too.
Look at bottom lane.
They're just out of there though.
Like they aggressively smoke and they get a pick off, but to be honest, like KP is already suffering in net worth. He's not an important hero. He's half of Terrorblade's net worth. And in the meanwhile, Moon, Moon pushes in mid, JT pushes in bottom lane. You didn't actually transition that kill to anything important.
I think the fact they're getting KP is fine though, because there's no Blink Dagger on this Earthshaker, so the only person who can actually start fights is KP, and he's just being pushed further and further down. Like, he has phase Soul Ring.
Moon setup, Impale off of the Vendetta, now HFN starts getting some damage in, and now Moon can't actually pop his Death Pulse here. KP's gonna be caught once again. Weehaw does manage to get a unstable concoction on him. Supernova's gonna go down on the high ground. The Alchemist can't actually get over to it. They try and hit it with the range shields, they can't do it. So now Mushi gonna be able to explode on the 2 of them. Echo Slam laid out. They're throwing all their damage onto the Alchemist. They don't have enough to follow it up though. JT wasn't in position. Now he's dealing with the Nether Ward, but his supports are gonna be cleaned up so quickly. And now Decrepify onto JT, slowing him down. Tavo just making sure they stay close. That Sprout though, HFN, you just blocked off your allies. They still manage to get a Decrepify, slowing down Tavo some more, and will get that kill. They will not be denied the big carry of Mineski.
No Alchemist required. Game easy. paiN just like, Weehaw's fully back now. They've given him so much space, and Misery in this fight completely saves it. So you can see he's next to Moon when he comes in here. He has the Dagon and the Scythe still ready when he's coming down from that low ground, and Misery's just stalking him. And of course, he just waits that perfect moment for the Carapace, and the fight's just over despite that sick egg.
Yeah, it would have been so good if he got the Reaper Scythe on the Alchemist, right?
Like, he had Dagon, he had Scythe. Like, that guy should have just been dead, but he comes in with a stun. Easy, then Moon, you know, sad trombone and hard.
The slow down sad trombo. Oh, that is the funniest thing I've heard at this event so far.
Oh, yeah. With all the play faster moments, we got to slow him down here, you know.
Good play, good play.
Try.
14-4. 12,000 gold lead for the Alchemist lineup. Mineski still have tremendous team fight if their supports can actually come online. But again, our Blink Dagger from Febby, that is a hope and a dream and a prayer away.
Yeah.
Mineski just keeps on getting run over.
The Blink Dagger is not on the dollar menu, actually. No. Speaking of plugs.
Yeah, how long have you been holding on to these, Trent?
I'm just trying to think of them now. I mean, how often are we going to get McDonald's ads at one of these events? I feel like we really got to go all in.
Mushi. He's got to be careful here. He's just trying to push out the wave, protect his tier 2, but paiN is trying to set up a trap, trying to go for the Impale, but no.
Close one. Almost became chicken nuggets.
I was going to say a McChicken.
I guess we should probably talk about stuff instead of thinking of McDonald's puns, eh? It's probably a good way to take this cast. But I don't know, life just looks great for paiN. This Alchemist, like some games you're like, well, there may be a gold advantage, but it is an Alchemist game. Like, nah, they had this gold advantage long before Weehaw was even a factor in this. Yeah. And they're just getting pushed back.
Okay, the Reaper Sight just to hold him in place.
Hey, at least it did 0 damage, so it wasn't reflected back.
That is true, and they still missed out on the kill. Weehaw over the high ground, just managed to get it. Supernova out with KP coming in. They do manage to hit a pretty big boat protecting the Supernova. It'll explode, and it does hit Weehaw. That stun is going to be critical. Tavo's trying to heal him up as best he can with that Aghanim's life drain, but Weehaw is actually still plenty healthy. That is a questionable ultimate from King RD as the rest of Mineski are all on the right-hand side, but oh no, the Phoenix, he just died to the Netherward. Now that Kunkatori comes in, hits him with the Echo Slam, trying to blow up the Pugna as they've already got the Alchemist down. King RD next up on the menu. Febby, almost dies to the Crystal Nova, receives a heal from Moon. Oh god, that's Spirit Vessel. The Tranquil Boots. The Tranquil Boots.
Oh, excellent, excellent KS.
You just rushed straight into HFN. Well,
still going to be quite the big victory there for the Dire side, of course. They brought down the Alchemist, they brought down the Pugna.
Oh, hey, Mushi. Welcome to the game.
And then they just got another kill, too? They killed CB? What just happened? I thought life was good. We just got a bunch of kills. Mineski, what are you doing? I don't know, just a bunch of kisses going on now, too, in my ear.
Sorry.
Well, so much for that. I was all excited for a comeback here, get some plays going, but it just looks like I guess they're so quick to come back with these TPs and everything from Nature's Prophet, and just a pretty good vision game as well from paiN. So if you're gonna play greedy like that after a team fight, you will be punished.
Push on to the tier 2. Mineski just looking like. Can I see Febby's gold, man? Is this,
he has the gold.
He has the Blink Dagger. Buy it now, Febby. While it's hot, because it seemed like he was never gonna get it.
Yeah, it definitely felt like I thought that was gonna be it. I was like, yeah, this Blink Dagger's gonna come out, this game is over. But very delayed for sure.
JT won't even be able to rely on his illusions really against this Pugna. Now that he's got the Aghanim Scepter, he can just life drain.
Sapping them one by one, and well, the Blink Dagger is there. The egg is up. Perhaps if there was a time, it could be now. Unfortunately, there's still 30 seconds until the Echo Slam will even return, and that won't be enough for Roche.
And you can see Misery is positioning himself like very far forward with the Vendetta, trying to run into heroes to make sure that they don't actually get to the Roshan pit. And he'll have his wish. He's going to run into the full squad here. He's going to get Reaper Sight down. Yeah. But if they still get Roshan, it's well worth it.
Yeah, he fully knew the risk. Not going to be a problem for them, so they'll hand it over to Weehaw. Speaking of Spirit Vessels, we're not going to have one on the Dire side, are we? They just don't have a hero that can afford it. Versus the old Alchemist, that makes you pretty sad. I mean, you're like, well, he's a Manta anyway, but still.
Maybe. I mean, they have heroes that can build it, right?
Yeah.
Phoenix.
Once Phoenix gets to the level 10, that'll certainly help having the GPM talent.
Oh, jump in onto the Crystal Main. Takes the full Dagon, still survives through all. The Supernova does go down. They have the protection of the Rum as well, so there's not going to be a whole lot of offense. They do manage to kill the Supernova. The rest of the team is trying to deal with HFN right now with the BKB, and now the Life Drain. The turnaround, HFN's going to be fine. Mineski will walk away getting no real big core kill out of that fight like they were hoping. Moon coming back in like that to try and clean up some creeps. Does manage to dodge that unstable concoction damage. Got to be careful though. Weehaw is willing to play forward because he has that Aegis. Couldn't finish off Tavo. Oh no! Now he's been to grab flight as well. Gets off the Sunder, but the freezing field. The Fisher comes in to kill the Crystal Maiden, but the damage is already done. JT's dead. KP's being chased out by Weehaw. Another unstable concoction coming up in just 1 second time. The X combination rolling him back in, but quickly Mantas gets the unstable to finish off KP. Disaster for Mineski there is once again they came so close. The Supernova almost exploded. Yeah. They almost killed HFN.
I mean, CM does not have an experienced talent. Just so you guys are aware, and she was the same level as the Necrovos during that whole engagement. So, bit of a problem there. Feels like they're having some issues. He will now at least crack into level 16 down bottom, but yeah, tough stuff when you try and burst down a CM with your Dag on it. It doesn't work.
Spike airbase eventually hits the Phoenix. Far enough away though, paiN. Not going to be able to go for the fight. In fact, won't even be able to get the barracks, it's looking like, unless Weehaw can actually go in and kill the Phoenix. Oh, the Force Staff, now the Ghoul Scepter. They get Mushi out of the way.
They're just hitting buildings. Thank you, Weehaw. Space is made, and out we go.
Got the melee racks and got out. Oh, maybe they didn't get out. X marks the spot into the Torrent. Unstable Concoction hits at the perfect time.
Very nice. Oh, even an illusion rune for Weehaw. Perfect. Free gold.
Mjolnir now for HFN. Man, this core Prophet. paiN make it look really good.
Yeah, it's like, why is it look so good? Oh, JT.
And JT is dead again unless the Sunder goes down and oh, JT is actually fine. Maybe he's not fine. The Mjolnir's doing so much damage. The Reaper Scythe is going to be able to take out the Nyx Assassin. HFN couldn't do enough, but he has his BKB, and the Supernova is just instantly going to die. He couldn't do anything to protect himself. The team, you already had that Earthshaker just being controlled up constantly. There was going to be no AoE stuns whatsoever.
All for the Terrorblade, who now has a BKB, by the way, so that was a pretty huge save. Yeah. Because he was just able to afford that. Death Gold would have meant he wouldn't have it, and Weehaw, well, not quite right on that one.
Missed the timing a little bit. It may cost him. No, links out.
Still has another minute and 40 seconds on the Aegis, so no real concerns here for him.
They're out of mana on Tavo. Not time to push things. paiN will probably just wait for that second Roshan.
So our downsides to a Nature's Prophet. The itemization's a little weird compared to Agi heroes. You don't get very good stats. You're not survivable at all compared to like Agi heroes that get all their armor and stuff. I mean, this guy just builds Mjolnir and Shadowblade, and I guess the catch just isn't there. Like, he's playing pretty far. Like, he's very reserved, right? Like, it's not often he's actually TPing past the river to help push something. He's actually, like, waiting until the lane's pretty deeply pushed in the side of paiN Gaming before he shoves it back out. Just not offering a lot of opportunities. Talk about the late Blink Dagger from Febby, too. That, of course, I'm sure hurt.
And they've been so focused on shutting down the Alchemist, right?
Yeah.
Like, all their smoke gangs have been hunting Alch down. And Furion and Alchemist do kind of overlap in that regard, in that they are both heroes that operate on probably an inflated net worth.
Yep, for sure. Weehaw is just looking so good right now, though.
Mushi, you gotta put the Fire Spirits on that Siege Wagon.
Please.
Prevent that damage while you can, sir. paiN are just waiting for that one pick off, you know, where Mineski's trying to farm up the creeps and Misery gets an impale. All of a sudden, a hero goes down and paiN could go high ground again.
Yeah. Oh, there they go.
There goes the Unstable Concoction, and the Phoenix is already dead. Febby didn't respond fast enough with the Fissure to allow them the opportunity to get off the Supernova. They at least get off the boat, but 3 dead already. JT's starting to lay some damage in Nyx Assassin. He's dead. Weehaw trapped in by the Fissure. The Fissure ends up falling apart, and Weehaw makes his way outside of the base after the buyback of both the Phoenix as well. There's the Echo Slam. Hits on HFN. It won't kill him by itself, but a little extra damage from the Phoenix, maybe? Oh, please tell me they have the detection to be able to catch HFN here. They can't let him escape. They spot him for a moment. The Sentry, he's just outside of range, but no, they drop another one, and they'll catch him now. Range tracks will fall in mid, but that's 700 gold for Febby, and the Furion dead for a minute.
Very good kill. Probably needed a bit more out of that Echo. I mean, this is, of course, desperation scenario, so there's not many Echoes that are going to be able to bring you back at this point, especially when you just lost 3 heroes in that fight.
Yeah. Dude, is King RD. King RD. He knows. He was setting up on that Kunkka kill. He's like, watch, he's going to come forward. Me and you, Tavo, we're going to get this kill. In fact, we're even going to go for JT as well. JT, well, now his team is going to join him, and maybe it's Tavo who's gone a little bit too far forward. The Phoenix come forward. The BKB activated. Sunder goes down. Necrophil saves himself with the Eul Scepter. The Phoenix is dead as Weehaw comes back in. What a beautiful stun for Misery. 2-man stun, allowing Weehaw just to be able to chomp them all up. Febby, he tries to go for TP out, but that is a desperation TP, my friend. That never works.
King RD, my God. Can we give him MVP, honestly? This is like one of those Forev core Crystal Maidens. I love his build. Just one like Tranquils, Eul, Spirit Vessel. He's so fast for a CM. Been running around this whole map, getting kills.
Blinking back and popping the BKB, but there it goes. Throne will explode.
For real though, HFN has just been slaying this series. Like, what's happening? They're just like first phasing this Nature's Prophet and owning. No punish really in the lane. They tried last game with that Timber Saw and they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll just deal with the Nature's Prophet in the laning phase and it'll be fine. and then their whole game suffers. And this game didn't really feel like they had any sort of a lane solution for Nature's Prophet. They tried putting the TB there. TB just got bullied.
Do you think it's one of those things that like teams just forget how to be able to deal with the core Nature's Prophet, the safe lane Nature's Prophet? Let's specify that one, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's more important.
Do you think we just forget like the concepts behind it? And
I don't know. I guess a lot of the heroes got nerfed that people did use too, like trying to abuse treants and stuff. But you know, maybe like Tidehunter, kind of dead. The old Underlord, he's kind of dead too. These heroes that you're just like hoping that the Ash Fury Aura will be enough to keep you safe and stuff. But yeah, they just make it look great. He's so active too. It's not even just the laning phase. Honestly, I think that's probably the least important part of how he's been playing it. He's just looking super stellar at the moment.
Not having any like supports that give you a ton of lane shove or anything, right? They have Phoenix, Earthshaker. Like we saw how much Febby did not play for farm himself whatsoever. He was always playing behind his core, just sitting around waiting to Fisher when Moon gets gone on or something by Necrophos. So.
And Moose just got completely bullied that lane. Like the Phoenix had no impact in the entire laning stage. So not a whole lot you can do there. Other than that though, like Weehaw, he did get his space because of how much they're moving across the map. There was this idea of maybe there was too much attention there from Mineski where they put all these wards around like that classic place where Alchemist wants to be. But it didn't matter because the rest of the team, they carried Weehaw this time.
Well, we've talked about it a lot. All of us went against paiN for that game, and yet they still pulled it off. How did they do it? For that, we go to the smart guys on the panel.
Oh, you mean them? Of course, yes. I mean, we do have a couple of smart guys. Not here, obviously. We do have a couple of smart guys on the panel. What a one-sided game from paiN Gaming. Very fabulous performance by the Brazilian remaining Danish team because they needed the points and they go 2-0 in this game. It could make all the difference when it comes down to who qualifies in the top 4. Let's get some views now from Blitz and Purge. Gents, that was a fantastic performance by the team.
Yeah, they made that game look pretty easy, honestly. It just felt like they were constantly pressuring. They won all the lanes they needed to. I mean, Al got a little behind, but he caught up. Just straightforward game.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of small mistakes in there that kind of cost them, but they were so far ahead where it was unlikely we were ever going to lose this game, wasn't it?
Yeah, after 20 minutes, I stopped caring about the game because I was like, all right, I saw that one fight.
Book.
Yeah, I saw that one fight and I was like, okay, the game's over. Because, like I said, like Kunkka doesn't deal with Alk very well when it comes to later. I thought they were going to create enough space in the mid game and maybe they could just snowball and do something off of that. But it just never really happened. I mean, the team fight, it's kind of confusing to me because I feel like they had much better team fight overall. Like the heroes that they had, the way that they were able to set up, like Phoenix. I mean, he got multiple good eggs off and they still didn't win the fight.
It wasn't a standard game though. I'm very confused why they put Kunkka in the safe lane. They basically just said, okay, we have this Kunkka pick, that's our last pick. And then because they saw Elk, they thought that it'd be better to put Necro mid, I guess, instead of Kunkka there. And then it was just a Kunkka offlane all game, and Kunkka is not a good offlaner.
No,
he's like a hero. You need to run at the enemy heroes for Kunkka to be really good, to prevent them from running away. But if they're running at you, X is so much less bad, or so much less useful. So it's just like Kunkka and KP just was basically behind. He got dove a lot early game, and then how are they supposed to rotate if he's like level 7 and all he has is like a short range X? Like it just made sure that he had no game, and it made me feel like if this is like if Ice is on your team and that's your offlane that can play like any hero in really weird ways just because he's so talented, sure, maybe that works, but I don't even think it's necessarily KP's fault too much because like very few players are like that. But like if that's your last pick, like and you have to put a Kunkka in a safe lane as an offlane type hero, it just feels so bad.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone 185 on that Kunkka, which is not
I don't blame him at all.
No, not representative of him or the lane. It's just there's no impact there, is there, from a final pick?
There was no impact there. It was almost all defensive. I'm dying boats and stuff. I didn't see any like torrent combos. He was so far behind that he couldn't do anything mid game. That the hero just doesn't work in that role. I think that like the call to put him in the safe lane instead of Necro was probably a mistake. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, the Necro is the only one that had any kind of game in this particular game.
He did fine mid. Yeah. Like he had top net worth for his team, and they had to put the TB in the offlane, I think, for a decent dual lane. But maybe swap the other two, but then maybe they would just gotten stomped in the safe lane and had no Necro either. And Necro does better against Alk. It's almost like it was the best pick ever to pick Alk, and they felt they had to switch lanes and give themselves a bad opportunity.
We highlighted our MVP before this particular series started as a part of the head-to-heads, and it is the one and only captain of paiN Gaming. It is Misery. Not particularly for his kill participation or even anything statistical, Will, but purely, I mean, really, the key fight in this entire game that he was a critical part of.
Yeah, it's like you look at HFN, he has a very good score and he played this game well, but I thought that Misery made the game, like what for me anyways, what the MVP is, you won the game for your team.
Right.
That's what you did, and that one fight was what won them the game. If they lose that fight and things are different, they get the ult off on the Alk, he doesn't get everything, then maybe the fight goes a little bit differently, but he made it emphatic. It was pretty much, you took away the opportunity for the enemy team to win. What more do you need out of an MVP?
Team has some legit numbers. Tavo the Pugna was 11-1-14. King RD the Crystal Maid was 6-2-15, and then HFN was 6-1-4. Like, Misery's numbers look like crap compared to like the Pugna and the
but
CM.
I think he won.
But he's the guy that made them have great games. That's the whole point.
After a certain point, like I really think after that bottom fight under the triangle, the game was done. And if the game is done at that point, who am I? It wasn't Weehaw that was the MVP. That's for sure for me. Everyone else kind of just played their role. He made the key stun. I think he won in the game.
He was definitely there for a lot of big kills.
All right, good stuff. Why don't we hear from the MVP right now as he's talking to Sir ActionSlacks after a 2-0 win.
Thanks a lot, Red Eye, and here we have the man himself, Misery from paiN Gaming. What a exceptional 2-0 series that you guys just dominated. Why did you dominate so much? What was the deal? Draft plays?
I think both. I think yesterday we it felt like nobody really gave a shit, and so we had a talk last night, and today we've all stepped up a lot and showed up to play.
I see. Now, a lot of us here, in the pub land, in the stupid lands, they don't know what the kind of motivational talks these are like. Can we get a sample? What did you guys talk about? How do you get a pros like these to play better?
I actually made a funny reference yesterday. I called everyone stupid.
Okay.
And then I said, we're like, have you seen Braveheart, guys? And they all laugh a bit. And I was like, yeah, so we're like the English people in Braveheart. We have this massive cavalry, and we're like running into them, thinking, oh, we're gonna be fine and stuff. And then suddenly the enemy is like having spears ready, and we're like, spears? What are these spears? And basically it means we're very stupid. We're getting baited very easily. We're doing very stupid moves, like low risk plays, stuff like that. It was a better reference in the moment, I think. It didn't sound as good right now, but that was pretty much part of it.
It certainly worked. I had a completely different team than what we saw yesterday. So I believe you guys are 4-4 now. You're really steady, even. Any plans to keep this train rolling? What are you guys going to do against your upcoming teams?
I don't know. I think generally it's just more fun to play for us. So I'm looking forward to our next game. It's more fun when you're actually trying, and you're actually playing well. So I think everyone's just looking forward to play more Dota these events. Yeah.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to seeing more Dota, of course, especially from paiN Gaming. Thank you so much, man. A pleasure to... Oh, you get in here, you beautiful boy. All right, we'll see more Misery soon. Thanks a lot. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much. Let's get very friendly down there. Braveheart references, Will. You'd expect nothing less of Rasmus, would you?
Yeah, he's that kind of guy. He's like, he really likes being able to make just analogies that make it easy for everybody to understand. And he really, really relishes calling people dumb. Like, you guys are all idiots.
Yeah, we've played enough Mafia and Werewolf the Man
like
to know that he enjoys that.
He's a very logical guy, and he's very smart about the game. And so when he sees something and he feels like nobody else can, he needs to figure out a way to bridge that gap.
Calling them dumb is one way.
Yes.
Well, it's obviously worked because they've gone 2-0. We should probably let you know as well. Evil Geniuses, as Kevin predicted, did lose their second game. They did lose their second game, so they've now gone 1-1 in all 4 series, which leaves them on the same score as paiN Gaming, right in the middle of Group A. That's enough of Group A today. We're going to move on to Group B very shortly. I can also tell you that Vici are 6-2 now after a 1-1 draw in their game. Secret won 2-0 against them. They're 6-2 as well. And then EG and paiN are on 4-4, and Mineski and Alliance are on 2-6. Their final games will, of course, be tomorrow. We're headed to a break right now. We're halfway through the day here at day number 2 of ESL One Hamburg. When we come back, we'll be moving into Group B. NIP, they picked up a couple yesterday. They go head-to-head with a rather disappointed Forward Gaming, who'll be looking to bounce back from 1-3. We'll see you soon.